So it's pie season, and pie pans and pie tins are something that everybody has a personal preference for. Some work better under some circumstances. Some are just decorative and beautiful, or family heirlooms. So starting with ceramic pie pans, which are beautiful. Beautiful, elegant, lovely. This pie pan is going to give you insulating properties. So when you put your pie crust in here, this is going to slow the heat transfer from here to here. So you choose what kind of pie you're baking, what kind of heat transfer you need from the bottom. That's why I don't use them, because I like a nicely baked bottom crust and I like a lot of heat transfer. The next thing a lot of people are doing are these lovely Pyrex, and they've made them so affordable that you can build a pie in here and then give it away. It's so inexpensive. But there are a lot of issues with Pyrex, okay? They're beautiful, but they also insulate. And they are a tempered glass, meaning that they shouldn't shatter. But this can't go from the freezer to the oven. It certainly might be able to go from the refrigerator to the oven, but it all depends on your oven, the temperature, and a lot of other things. If you build a pie in here and that's what you love, that's great. But you are getting an insulated type of pan. So the heat is not going to transfer as quickly. It's very giftable, and a lot of people use these with great success. I've seen them shatter in the oven. That worries me, but I own them, so I use them. The paper bakers that they make, and there are many different varieties, and these aren't necessarily a pie shape, but they're great. They're very inexpensive. I think they look pretty. You can throw a bag over this in a ribbon, but there's a lot of heat transfer, and they are semi-non-stick, so I really love paper bakers of any kind and highly recommend them. But my favorite thing to make a pie in is good old-fashioned aluminum foil. Now they also make metal pie pans, which I don't own, but the difference between an insulated pie tin and tin foil, or a metal pan is that you get immediate heat transfer. I reuse these, not to give away, but in my own home. I just pop the pie out, and after it's done, I wash it and reuse it. So that's something you can do. If you want to, you can pop a pie out and transfer it to a prettier pie tin, because this will fit into here. So if you're good at picking it up and moving, you could transfer it, and that's kind of something I would do. One of the reasons I like this, and I understand it looks very commercial, it's not really like pretty and giftable. You might feel like it looks cheap or something, but in a baking oven, a bread baking oven has a stone. That's how everything is cooked in a bread oven. You throw a raw dough on the stone, and the heat helps the bread rise and do everything that it needs to do, and it's usually a very high temperature. Well, I found that to be an incredible baking apparatus. I like that bottom heat. So in order to replicate that, I use a pizza or a baking stone, and this thing looks dirty. It's had a lot of pizzas on it. You put this in the oven at the very beginning of heating, and then when you're ready to bake your pie, it goes right on here. You get this heat transfer, not just the air when you put it in your oven like this. You've got air and stuff going around, it may be convection or whatever. This is directly on the heat. You get the heat coming from underneath and through, and you're going to get a better bake on the bottom of your pie. So I really like that. And then if you have a messy pie, because when I make apple pies, I cook them until they literally are oozing over and making a humongous mess. These are super heavy, just so you know. So I put the pan on top of the stone with the parchment, and then I fill my pie, and the pie goes right on there. Because now this is preheated, and I'm getting a better heat transfer. And my vote is aluminum foil for a lot of reasons. It's thin, good heat transfer, inexpensive, reusable, recyclable. I really like them, but it's your decision, it's your kitchen, and you get to choose. Because pie season is upon us. It's time to start practicing, because even if you think your pies were good last year, there might be things you forget. I'm working on quantities and amounts, pairings, and making sure that my recipes are all solid, because when it's go time, it's go time.